Hello, this is Pauline Orue, and this is Pauline's Take. So today I want to talk about customer experience for revenue growth during this pandemic. To most people, the great question is, where did the customers go? For many businesses, the business models have actually changed. But the first thing that I assure my customers from a consultancy perspective is accept the situation. It's no longer business usual, so we have to rethink, review, re-strategize, and reorganize the way we do business. Evaluate your business model and see whether your products and services are actually viable. Are they needed in the market at this time? Is it something people are considering as essential or non-essential? And then from that alignment of seeing whether you need to change your business model or to continue with what you are doing, from there now you come in and you say, how do I take my services and my products to my clients? Is it a new business model that I have to go with, or do I have to adopt to the current situation that I have, but what do I need to bring into play? Obviously, the third thing that you have to relook is to see, where are the employees? When the COVID-19 pandemic started, we all panicked. We went back to home. We forgot about the businesses the way we were doing them. But today we've realized we have to continue. Where are the employees? How do you bring them back together? How do you ensure that they, from wherever they are, they're able to work, they're able to give services to the people, and they're comfortable enough to be able to dispense things? Once you put your employees into place and you assure them about the new strategy that you have put into place because of the way businesses have to deliver their services, it is important now that you look at the business processes. How has this changed? Can you use the old processes? Obviously, no. So the best thing now is to sit and look at what we call edge-to-edge processes, mapping the customer journey now, given the new circumstances. Are you delivering products from your premises? This is not going to continue as far as the COVID-19 cases are coming up. If you have to work with safety, then it means that you have to take the products to the people. From there, how are you going to take the products to the people? Look at a supermarket. When you think about a supermarket, you cannot wait for customers to just come in, pick products. This was business before the pandemic. But after this, it means that for most people, you have to rethink and see how will you be able to deliver the products to the customers. And as long as you're now delivering, it means you're not the expert in delivering. So it calls for another strategic thing to do, and that is creating partners who can be able to deliver for you. Logistics companies have existed since time immemorial, so the best thing now is to start looking at how can I get a logistics company to be able to do for me the last mile. What products can I be able to sell to the customers using these companies? Perishables, how do I work with perishables? How do I work with dry goods? So you really have to rethink through your business model and the partners that you're bringing on board, because that partner is now an extended part of your brand. So you really have to rethink that. And you also have to think about how do you bundle your products so that you're actually working with profitability. So your whole distribution model has to change, and the customer experience must be sustained if you're going to ensure that your customers stay on board. Now, just looking at more things is you have to leverage on technology. How do you leverage on technology? You have to rethink about e-commerce. You have to think about the platforms that you're going to use to be able to deliver your product and services. If you're a trainer, you have to take your training online. If you are a supermarket, once again, you have to think about the technology that you are going to use so that you can display your products. Are you going to use the existing ones like the Facebook? Are you going to put your product on a technology that you're going to market? What are you going to use in the back end? What kind of systems are you using at the back end so that you're able to capture all the information? How is your payment platform looking like? How are you going to pick money? We are moving from hard cash, because there you are not guaranteeing anybody's safety, into mobile money platforms where now you can be able to get your payment. So you really have to reconsider that whole aspect. The other thing is, how do customers reach you? And what channels are you using? Are you going to use contact centers where people can call in? Are you going to use SMS? Are you going to use emails? How are you customers going to reach you in a way that is appropriate for them, and in a way that you're also able to quickly pick up the information and send it back? The other thing that one must do during this pandemic, if you're to create good customer experience, is you must continuously communicate with your clients. You must tell them about the challenges that you have. You must tell them about where you are, what hiccups you have, delivery time. Work with that, and actually now consistently communicate with them. Remember, everybody is tense during this period. Some people are grieving, others have lost somebody, others have somebody who has just been infected. How do you deal with that kind of a market? Because the ground has changed to the point that now it is no longer the way it used to be. Your customers are not as happy as they used to be. Come up with a communication plan and segment your customers so that you know what communication goes to whichever client that you have segmented. If you're dealing with the youth market, are you going to deal with the youth market the way you deal with the older people who may not understand the technology that you have put into place? So work with that and now start viewing your business from a very about chance eyes perspective, where you are actually now zeroing in to see who is my customer, what do they want, how do they want it, when do they want it, how do I deliver that. Beyond that, create customer loyalty by assuring your customers. You know, during this time, it's very important to realize that safety is key. Are your products safe? Think about the hospitality industry. People will be wary of taking in or buying food from anybody because of safety. Can the virus be transmitted because of the food, handling? How do you assure your customers? What measures are you putting in place to create that assurance to your customers so that they are able to spend money while they feel safe? So these are some of the things that you need to look at. If you are sitting in the hospitality industry, are your people clean? Are they wearing masks? Are the masks clean? Are they the right masks? So you have to really look at the whole model of what makes a customer feel safe to ensure that they come back to you and they spend money with you. Lastly, keep the promise. If you promise to deliver, keep the promise. And if the promise is broken, learn how to do service recovery for your clients. How do you ensure that if you're not available because of certain factors pertaining maybe to your business is not doing as well, you want to close the business, or perhaps if you're sitting in a hotel and you can't deliver food, your waiters have not been tested, or they have maybe fallen sick, how do you ensure that you still keep the promise with the customer? I'd rather receive a no. I'd rather receive a comment saying I will not be able to deliver the products or the services. rather than somebody keeping quiet, trying to fix things in the bucket and not telling the customer what is going on. Keeping the promise is not always about I'll deliver within 12 hours. No. Sometimes keeping the promise is about telling the customer, I may have a delay, and it has been necessitated by, or this delay has come up because of a certain factors that were beyond my control. Customers are human, they understand. But when you keep quiet and you don't give them that assurance, you break the promise. Overall, you have to recoup the service and ensure that you deliver what you can. It may not be the way it was before. You may not have the numbers you were having before, but from a starting point, if you give a good customer experience, naturally customers will be drawn back. I also say it is very important to engage professionals in the area of what you're doing. You do not know everything about creating customer experience. So it's always good to also hire and bring in professionals in your business so that you can actually have the best models, the most cost efficient models to be able to deliver services. And for today, that was Pauline's take. Subscribe and hit that bell so that we can spread the word and share.